Now, we've all been told sharing is caring, and it's a common theme for many people in a committed relationship. But does that saying hold up when it comes to money? Joining me now is Bankrate analyst Ted Rossman with what you should consider. Ted, good to see you as always. So when is the appropriate time to start discussing money, and which topics should be at the top of the list?
Most people think you should wait a few months into the relationship before talking about things like savings, debt, salary, credit score. Interestingly, Gen Zers are moving the goalposts up a little bit. They're more likely to talk about things like credit scores and debt early in the relationship. Most people, though, think it's better to wait at least a few months.
I guess, they do say it's best to know what you're getting into before you start something long. I mean, if you're sitting with someone who's got hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and I'm not just talking about student debt, I'm talking about like credit cards and, stuff that's a little bit reckless, then maybe it's not the right person for you, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, there is a push, especially among Gen Zers, for more transparency. And it extends to other things, too, like the workplace. Gen Zers are more likely to talk about salaries with coworkers. Some of this is that they're the social media share everything generation. Some of it, though, is an attempt to combat prejudice, like the gender pay gap. If we don't talk about it, we're not going to know about it. So, it's interesting how some of these trends are moving up a little bit. But for most people, they still think wait a few months. Definitely, though, well before you get married or live together, you should have these financial conversations.
Yeah, it's good to do a little financial forensic accounting before you really commit. So let's move past the dating phase right now. New Bankrate survey says 62% of couples in committed relationships keep some of their accounts in their name. Do you think each person should have money that's just their own?
That works for a lot of people. This whole yours, mine, and ours thing is increasingly popular, where only about 1 in 4 have their finances completely separate, but only about 1 in 3 completely combined. You have a lot of people doing some of both. We don't want secrets. We don't want financial infidelity about somebody spending in secret or squirreling money away. But if you acknowledge that, we each have some money that's ours and ours alone, that can actually be healthy. Maybe you and your spouse agree that you have a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage of every paycheck that's yours for gifts, hobbies, nights out with friends, whatever it is. That actually works for a lot of people, is having at least some separation. You just need to communicate about it.
I like to call it a social slush fund. Talking about financial infidelity, which you just did bring up there, what crosses that line between keeping your things private and there being actually some infidel betrayal there?
The secrets are a problem. So if someone is spending in secret, even saving in secret can be a problem. Secret debt can be a big deal. A lot of times that secret takes on a life of its own. And it's the breach of trust that actually ends up being even more significant than the financial act. So we definitely need to talk about these things. Maybe have a monthly money check-in with your spouse. I know it may not be the most fun thing to do, but it's important. Get pulling in the same direction. Talk about goals also. It's not just about the budget and the bills. Talk about what you want to achieve in the next few years and try to get pulling in the same direction.
With that being said, does the management of money, do you think or have you seen historically a change over the decades with different generations from baby boomers to Gen Z? Are they different about savings now?
They are. Boomers are the most likely to combine everything. Gen Zers are the most likely to keep it completely separate. And then millennials and Gen X are somewhere in between. They're most likely to be doing that yours, mine, and ours thing. It's funny how sometimes opposites attract and you get a spender with a saver, or maybe someone cares more about the short-term finances. Somebody else has got more of a long-term view. The fix to all of this is communication and just trying to get on the same page and trying to work together as best you can.
Awesome. Ted, great to see you as always.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You too.
Bye.